In just a moment, trying to go live on Facebook. Hope you are doing well, having a nice lovely Friday evening. Trying to go live on Facebook. It's going to take me just a second here, and we're going to talk about some of the biggest, most followed companies in the country. Hi everybody, Sami Abu Saad here. Hope you're doing well. We are going to go ahead and talk about the FAANG stocks and some other important stocks, such as gold. That's not a stock, obviously. Microsoft, Twitter, NVDA, AMD, BABA, BA, Uber. So we'll talk about a bunch of stocks that most people love to trade. Before I get started, I want to share with you the standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss today is for educational purposes only. Also, I want to say that if you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button, and beneath the video you also will see some helpful links if you'd like to check them out later. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So with this video, I would like to first tell you my opinion about the market, which is if we can just close above this base in the SPY, in the Qs, then I anticipate a retest of the all-time high and eventually a new all-time high. If we can just close above the base. So I'm trying to get some follow-through first, okay? So hopefully we get some follow-through and then we'll be all out bullish. I like how how we held above the moving average, and the moving average starting to point up. But we have not yet closed above the base. So I would like to see the market close above it before I get all out bullish, okay? For now, let's talk about the FAANG stocks. Excuse me, I lost my voice for a second. Facebook trying to turn just like the market, so that's not bad. Now, when we talk about the FAANG stocks, you have to think whether you're playing short-term or long-term. Most of the FAANG stocks don't look that great long-term. Short-term, they're okay, turning the corner. Facebook is trying to turn the corner. It's not extended on any time frame basically, but showing some weakness. So if we look at just for a minute the weekly time frame, Facebook, Amazon. I mean, Amazon, that's under the moving average and it's not even pointing up anymore. Apple above it, more bullish. Netflix is the dog. GOOG is bullish, but flat 20. So what that tells me is even if the market takes out the prior, even if the market takes out the base and triggers long and reaches the prior high, I think we've slowed down and we're not gonna have the same momentum that we had earlier this year. Nowhere near. Just by looking at some of the FAANG stocks. Does that make sense? Because these are the biggest, most important stocks for the market. We didn't talk about Microsoft, which is actually the most valuable company. And that's the most bullish too. But it does not seem as though these are going to be rocking and rolling anytime soon. Sorry about the background noise. There's a firefighter or an ambulance or something going on downstairs. I'm on the 25th floor, so I don't. So it must be like right under the building for it to sound this loud. At any rate, so Facebook looks higher. Amazon not as good. Notice the moving average on Amazon barely starting to point up. Not as good. Apple, fine. That's okay as a long. So bullish. Netflix, all out bearish. Daily, weekly, monthly. Amazon, stay as far away as possible, in my opinion. Stay as far away as possible. GOOG is bullish. It's not bad. Moving average of the 20 MA is still pointing kind of down. Flat on the weekly, probably it is. So again, this is not going to be ripping here anytime soon. So just keep that in mind when you decide to turn all out bullish, which I'm planning to do next week if we close above the base. Don't be expecting a humongous move. I'm not going to be. And then gold, GDX, GLD. GDX is the miners. GLD is the ETF for gold. It's just unbelievable stuff, right? ever since we talked about it, right? We did the video. It's been on fire and cleared all the resistance from the last 6 years. 6 years. Next target area would be around 150 before it encounters any resistance. But really, I'm anticipating a move all the way back up to 174. But for now, next resistance area would be around 150 or so. That's GLD. Microsoft, the most valuable company in the country. It's the only one over $1 trillion in valuation at the moment. Very, very bullish. It tried to go below the 20 several times and it went back above. And it's not basing, the market is basing, this is basing, but this is basing at the all-time high, just below it. So Microsoft is more bullish than the market. Look at the weekly, gorgeous rising 20. But Microsoft is not the nicest one on my list. You want to know which one is the nicest? Twitter is. Twitter is the nicest. Beautiful. Looks higher to at least, I think 47.50. Yeah, 47.50 or so. At least. Twitter looks gorgeous. Monthly looks good. Weekly looks good. Daily looks good. Notice the bullishness. It's not basing down here. It's basing up here at the top. So I really do like Twitter. NVDA, what's good about NVDA, for those that are in it, is it tried to go lower right here. So notice the decline 20 below the 200 also. Notice how it looked bearish on the weekly back here a couple weeks ago. Notice how it looked bearish on the monthly. So it tried to go lower, but guess what? Lower prices were rejected. So NVIDIA is actually turning up a little bit. It's not something I would want to own because this is not the most bullish chart. Look at the monthly. But if it was going to drop, it already would have right here. It had the potential to go lower. It got lower, prices were rejected. So I think NVIDIA is not bad. Better, much better than the NVIDIA is AMD. Nice rising 20 starting to curl. Nice weekly, right off the 20 on the weekly. Monthly super bullish but extended. A lot of these, all of these are market stocks. So they're going to rely on the market. They're going to rely on the market. So you want to make sure you get your market bias correct before you turn all out bullish. Of course, GDX and GLD would be the exception, right? But all of these are market related stocks. Twitter seems to be a bit immune from to the market because the market dropped, Twitter didn't. So Twitter so far, and Microsoft also is not dropping, but of course Microsoft is a market stock, so will drop if the market turns bearish. And so will all of them, Twitter included. But Twitter is most bullish at the moment. BABA, I don't mind it. I think it's higher. Now, is there a pattern on it? Do I see a pattern? No, there was a buy setup right here, gapped already. So it's 75% to target already as a swing play. Looks okay. It doesn't look that good on the weekly, honestly. And the monthly, for now, neutral. For now, it's neutral. So actually, BABA is not that good. BA on the daily is neutral, weekly neutral, monthly is a buy setup, but also BA has its own issues. That should be a long-term top for now, but it does have a monthly buy setup. It's holding support so far. BA is not something I would go to right now, only because of the way in which it pulled back. You see that's a breakout failure. So even though there is a monthly buy setup, I wouldn't go to BA really. I would go to Twitter, AMD maybe, Amazon. No, not Amazon. Microsoft. Those look better. Uber is another dog on the list. So Netflix and Uber, all out bearish. All out bearish. Lyft is no better almost. I think Lyft is a little bit better. Look at Lyft. It hasn't taken out the lows, but it's still in a downtrend. So they're kind of the same. Okay. Let me know if you have other stocks you want me to talk about, look at. So you can send me an email, sammy@t3live.com. Or if you're in the room, obviously, at any time, you can just let me know. But I wanted to go over the FAANG stocks, tell you that they're mostly bullish with the exception of Netflix, right? With the exception of Netflix. They're mostly bullish, but they're not looking like they're going to rally that much, which means the market is also not going to rally that much. So that's what I kind of wanted to tell you. And then I also wanted to identify some of the most bullish ones like Twitter, AMD, right? And then if you have some other ones that are pretty good. They're not as big as these. They're not Fortune 50 or Fortune 10 like these are. Fortune probably 20, most of these, with the exception of Uber, Lyft, and Twitter. And well, anyways, you get the point. These are the momentum stocks, the most highest cap stocks in the country. BSX looks good over the base. See this weekly? That looks good. See, as long-term plays, C day looks great. Same thing, breakout looks higher. Does that make sense? So if you want other ideas, I just recorded a video. DPLO looks higher. Base breakout. Just recorded a video with some swing ideas for next week. Some of which are not really just swing; they're core. They're long-term plays like BSX, C day, DPLO. I would say also PLD, all-time highs. But I like the first two much more. All right. All right, everybody, I think I'm done for today. Again, I'm recording this video so late on Friday evening because, well, I just came back from dinner, but because I'm going to be out this weekend. So have a very happy, wonderful, enjoyable holiday weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. If you like the video, be sure to hit that like button, and be sure to check out the links in the description. If you want to join me in the Strategic Swing Trader newsletter, go to t3live.com/swing, $95 a month. All right? With that said, take care. Enjoy the holiday weekend. Talk to you next week. Take care, everybody.